You're watching today's video technical update presented by FX Times. It is Friday, September 24th, 2010. I'm Fan Yang, your chartered market technician, and I'll go over some developments in the Forex market. The platform I'll be using for analysis is VT Trader. I'm going to go over some Japanese yen crosses. The US dollar Japanese yen is hovering above 94. The euro is strong and rallying against the yen, and the sterling lost to the yen but is in a bullish attempt by the end of the week. The Aussie yen pair topped off but has not confirmed this topping action. The Canadian dollar yen declined most of the week but is supported above the previous consolidation zone. And finally, as expected since the intervention, the Swissy yen is indeed the only one with a bearish attempt. Now the euro is also in a bearish attempt against this pair, but the Swissy yen actually broke above some consolidation zone. But by the week's end, the Japanese yen paired some of these losses against the Swissy, so it's a very choppy week for the yen. So let's take a look at some charts. This video is being produced at about 5 p.m. Eastern Time at the end of this week's trading session. Starting with the dollar yen, so here we saw the intervention, and the market has since topped off here, and this week declined. Here, further declined this week after topping off last week. And the market was hovering above 61.8% at 84, actually about at around 84.50 area here. Then the market broke above here, fears of speculation, or there might have been fear of intervention. There might have been intervention, but the market didn't follow through. So there's definitely yen strength as the market continues to make lower lows here and looks at this 83 low here. There's definitely some fear of intervention, so there's the two forces. Dollar yen, the yen has been trending very strongly, has been very bullish. So that continuing strength versus the fear of speculation. The speculation and fear of intervention makes me believe that this pair will enter into a choppy sort of ranging action. It's established 86 as a resistance and 83 so far, maybe support. So if the market reaches 83, I suspect that there will be some speculative rally from there. In the daily time frame, you see the market is still very bearish, and there's actually a negative reversal aiming. This actually targets the 80 area or 79.75 area, which is the historic high. So if you use this negative reversal, it points you down there. Here's the euro yen, and you're going to see a perfect scenario, a perfect case of positive reversal. You see here, first of all, there's a bearish divergence, okay? But as you know, when the market is trending, bearish divergences may only indicate some kind of consolidation and then actually continuation. It doesn't always tell you a reversal. Here in this case, it's continuation, because your RSI low is getting lower, but your price low is getting higher. So when you had this low, and while the price low is actually higher here, we use the projection of this swing onto this swing, and that's where the market went to. And now we have another projection. We have another negative RSI. And you could do this. So we are continuing to make new highs for the euro yen as we approach 114, which is where I'm going to be looking for some topping action, for some real topping action. I am concerned because the RSI did break above 60 and looks like it wants to maintain above 60. So, but price action is still actually lower than this previous one, so it's still ranging for me if the market can top off. Okay, and if it's ranging, that means I could expect it to come down towards the 109, 110 area here if the market tops off at 114. Okay, so moving on to pound yen. Pound yen here, I mentioned last week if the market broke below 133, it should go first to, it should go down towards 130.50 area. The market came down to about 131.60. You see this previous power line there is actually above that, and now the market is making a rally attempt. There's sort of a rounded bottom here, and if we do a swing projection, it should go towards 133.20 area. But what we have is also a break of this channel, so that's a very important breakout. We just want some confirmation here. You see here this 4-hour candles, we look like we're gonna have a pullback, a throwback. If this throwback stays above this sort of central area of this consolidation, I would also use this previous support here. If the market stays above this, which is about 132.40 area, then we could have turned bullish again, and in the daily, that means we could be coming up to test this high. Now, pound yen, there's a bearish bias. As you see here, the market stays below 60. There is still a bearish bias. It's just, pound yen's in the middle of a range, and when you're in the middle of a range, conventionally traders don't like to trade unless it's at the resistance or at the support. So we do have some bearish bias, so we may have resistance even in the middle of the range, but this is a very choppy pair at the moment. Now moving on to the Swizzy yen. Well, first of all here, pound yen, choppy. Yen still stronger, but the pound making a run for it at week's end. Euro yen continues to rally towards this top here, or resistance here around 114. Swizzy yen, in this daily, we see that it has already broken out of this, you could call it flag pattern, basically a consolidation pattern, and now there's a rally towards 88 using this swing projection. There's some resistance at 86. First of all, the 88 area, actually, I would scale that back a little bit towards 87.70. This 50% of this channel here, so the middle pivot of this channel, that's where I would aim for this rally to find resistance. Now, even at 86, there's some resistance. Let's take a look at the 4-hour time frame. Okay, first of all, there's this decline to 38% and then a rally. Now, that's after the intervention. So the market has been strong since. And you see here, we may be developing a positive reversal out of this bearish divergence. So there's a bearish divergence suggesting that there's some consolidation, and the market this may be, a form of consolidation even though it's angled upwards. Now, if the market comes down and fails to break below this low here, which corresponds to this low, you see the RSI low is already lower, then we may have a swing projection from this low to this high onto wherever the market finds support. Let's say here, at this rising support. Then again, this market aims towards 88. Okay, so we're coming into this intermediate projection in the daily is becoming more of a short-term projection as we are nearing that area. But 86 definitely a resistance area. If we take the 4-hour time frame and you look at some, I don't know, Fibonacci expansion, for example, you look at this swing, and then you see the swing come back down to here. This is already, okay, I don't have the 50%, 200%. If I show the 200%, I guess I didn't need the expansion to show that. It's just when the market broke above this, you could use the width of this consolidation and project it onto the side of the breakout, and the market has reached that. So there's some resistance, and we see a bearish divergence, expect some decline, but if the market fails to break below this 84 area, then it looks to continue higher. And finally, for Aussie and Canadian dollar yen pairs, Aussie yen is sort of in the same situation as the European yen, Euro yen, where we came down here with a decline, and then we're in a consolidation and the resistance. And here we're at the resistance, and if it breaks above this area, around 82 area, we should be able to come up to this consolidation area around 87. The RSI is also is bullish, breaking above 60, and if it breaks above 70, that's a confirmation for your bullish breakout towards 87. Aussie yen in the shorter term, if the market here indeed doesn't top off, you see this might be a clear out when the market broke below this this support here, and the market is rallying using the positive reversal. Okay, positive reversal, we could project this towards the 83.70 area. And finally, the Canadian dollar yen, just going to look at the daily. There is a bearish reversal, but if the RSI breaks above 60, this may be invalid, especially if the RSI here fails to break below this trend line. If the market breaks below this trend line, yeah, we could use some sort of projection as such. Okay, down towards 76.30 area. But at the moment, if the market is supported here around 82, we have this a projection towards 86.40, 86.50 area, 50% retracement of this decline. Okay, so that's the Aussie and the Canadian dollar yen. That wraps it up for this week. Once again, I'm Fan Yang from fxtimes.com, wishing you a great weekend.